Today, from Paul Brown Stadium in Cincinnati, it's Week 12 of the NFL on EA Sports. Cincinnati Bengals versus Joe Burrow and the New York Giants.
With the Ohio River and the hills of Kentucky just to our right, we welcome you into Paul Brown Stadium in Cincinnati, Ohio. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the New York Giants and the Cincinnati Bengals. Hi again, everyone. I'm Brandon Gaudin. To my left, Charles Davis. And Charles, you focus on this Bengal team entering play. They've certainly got it. The final playoff push is upon us. It's Week 12 of the NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. Set to return, here's Raheem Mostert. And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30. So here are the Giants ready to start their initial drive of the game. They'll be led out by the #1 overall pick back in April. From LSU, it's Joe Burrow.
You talk about the pause that refreshes. I think it's come at a perfect time of the year for them, hasn't it? You know, the season is starting to wind down, got a little bit of a break. But how about the guy calling the signals? He's got to be excited about that because now he didn't just get a game plan for 1 week. He was able to work on it for 2 weeks. I can't wait to see if they have anything special in store for him today.
Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. Snap will come from the 31 on 2nd and 7. Burrow will throw. Finds his tight end Ingram. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 11 yards there, first down. These guys hooking up right away here, Charles. 2 plays, both passes in his direction, and both catches.
And in our time together, have we not seen the tight end position continue to develop in the passing game? You know, at some point, we may not call them tight ends anymore. We may have to come up with an entirely different way of designating that position and what they do on the field. Because when I hear tight end, I think the old school, hand in the dirt, blocking on the line of scrimmage. These guys are much more receiver than they are guys who are going to move in the pass in the running game.
And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. To the air again, Burrow. They'll complete this to Ingram as tight end. And he gets it down to the 32. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high power, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
On 2nd down, here's Burrow. They'll set up the screen to Edwards-Helaire. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. So mark off the yardage for roughing the passer.
And I've seen this before. On a screen pass, not only are you rushing the passer, you're rushing him deeper than normal. And I think a little frustration kicks in at the end. You're going to hit him anyway when you shouldn't.
And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. That'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll bring up a 2nd and just about a few inches here. Now the pressure gets there, and he goes down just inside the 20 at the 19. Julian In there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him.
Enough to start to have a good drive. Quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
Now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
Now they're coming up on play number 8 of this opening drive, but they're looking at a 3rd and long. From the shotgun, Joe Burrow. Throw left side, complete to Ingram. And able to get this down inside the 15, either the 13 or 14 before he's out of bounds.
One of the money routes for any offense, the drag route. So tough to defend because the receiver can stop at any point and make himself available to the quarterback and get a completion. But I love the communication we saw there. All the defenders pointing out the receiver where he was going, and then they're able to rally to the ball after the catch and stop him short of the first down.
So the opening drive does yield points, maybe not the 7 they wanted, but they'll take the 3.
Accumulating first downs does not go up on the scoreboard, but it does go into the DNA of a team that's trying to establish itself to start a game. That has to feel pretty good for them. They'll take the 3.
Yeah, they had 3 first downs and 3 points. Here come the Bengals now to take over. They will be led out by perhaps the best ever at 43 years of age now. It's the great Tom Brady.
And you and I both know that any win is a good win, and that's what they did last week. But there's also plenty for him to work on in his game, wasn't there?
Yeah.
2 touchdowns, an interception. Yeah, you know, he wants to increase that a little bit in terms of ratio. But first and foremost, they did win the game.
And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. Give him 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give him a first down. From the gun, it's Brady.
And what a nice example there of a tight end doing exactly what he needs to do. How about how he worked his way to the outside, made sure he secured the catch, and then anything after that, we count that as a bonus. And indeed, he gets enough for the first down.
There's a ball thrown right side and complete. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Giants' 36. A good pickup there, 26 yards. Great patience in the pocket. Of course, it's easy to be patient when the protection's good, and it was.
Yeah, you got to pat those guys on the helmet and say thanks because they gave him plenty of time to stay back there, survey the field, go through the reads that he wanted to, and deliver the ball accurately. That was really well executed.
Brady now on first down. And he just gets rid of it, throws it away. The lines move there, look like nobody open, now second down.
They've given up a few first downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
Looking back to the air on second down, it's Brady. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's third down.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on the DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there's good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
A Bengal first down on the 16-yard pickup there. So he turned to a trusted, familiar face in that third-down situation. It paid off.
Yeah, you go to your veteran receiver in that spot, so you can't underestimate him when he's on the field defensively. Make sure you know where he is because he understands how to get open in key situations.
Now the first carry for Darrington Evans. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and that'll make it second and a foot or so. Working from the gun, it's Brady. So back-to-back big runs, picking apart this defense on the opening drive.
I thought this was a passing lead. I thought this was the era we were in where the ball was always in the air, right?
They didn't get the memo.
They didn't get the memo, and I know this to be true. Offensive linemen still, to this day, they want to run the football. They want to fire out and hit people across the line of scrimmage, and they're clearing space.
And he just throws this one away. Smart decision here this close to the end zone, and it brings up second down. Second down and goal. Brady to the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Captain, he's batting down the hatches time defensively. That's 2 pass attempts to the end zone. Now what do you think they're going to try and dial up on 3rd and goal?
Well, knowing them and knowing what we just seen, I think they're throwing it again, don't you?
I think you have to. I think in this situation, you...
And he takes it into the end zone. Touchdown, Bengals. Darrynton Evans with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Bengals have taken the lead.
They decided to run it in and got it done on 3rd and goal. A lot of times, that's a passing play.
And the kicker just has to come out for the PAT. He can breathe a sigh of relief as well, right?
Although I don't know if he's really breathing a sigh of relief. I think he likes to put 3 points on his ledger.
Jason Sanders now for the extra point. And this is up and good to make it 7-3. So that one a long 11-play drive. And it was finished off by a touchdown run from Darrynton Evans. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. Mostert now to return. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line.
At their own 23-yard line.
So the Giants getting the football back here for their second drive. And, you know, it's certainly a lot of football left to play. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're in first place in their division, looking really good and looking to be a threat come January.
And are you one of those early holiday shoppers, partner? Are you one of those guys get your list done? Because I think about what every team has on their holiday shopping list right now. What's the number 1 goal? Make the playoffs. Number 2, win your division. Number 3, and I think the biggest goal of all, try to get the number 1 seed so you get that first-round bye and ensure you don't have to go anywhere in January and hopefully get to the Super Bowl that way.
Throw on second down. Looking for Ayuk, and he's got him. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. Rookie to rookie on the hook up there, and it's a first down.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4.
Out of the gun, it's Burrow. Quick slant to Brown. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. That one good for a first down pickup of 18 yards.
But one of the ways that quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line. They'll run here with Edwards-Helaire. Oh, the ball is out. Edwards-Helaire lost it. But I believe the Giants got this back, and they will hold on to the possession.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get them home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. The fumble on first down. Now here's second down. Now a toss left side for Edwards-Helaire. And some room to maneuver. Touchdown, Giants. Clyde Edwards-Helaire hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Giants are going to jump back in front.
That was another explosive run, and one thing I've learned in our time in this game, Yes, the offensive line has to get a lot of credit, but for big runs to occur, the wide receivers have to block well downfield.
And then you have to have a good guy carrying the ball too, right?
Oh, without a doubt, you need that difference maker lugging the rock.
And it's through, and that makes the lead 10-7. A drive that time of 6 plays. And it's capped off by a touchdown run from Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. On the return, Walker. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. Cincinnati coming back onto the field here for their second drive. And it's only November, but the playoffs, we know how it works. They'll be here before you know it. If it ended today, they would be the #1 seed.
And that's a great spot to be in, but I love the phrase, if it ended today. And I'll guarantee you, that's what they've discussed in their locker room, in their meeting rooms. Yeah, we know where we'd be if it ended today, but we also know it's not ending today. So they've got to continue to play the type of ball that put them in the spot where they're #1 in their conference. Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
And he's going to be stopped short of a 1st down as he'll get to him at about the 33.
When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot. He had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
Here's Thomas Morstead on now to punt it away on 4th down. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. So possession goes over here on the punt. And it'll be Giant football, 1st and 10. Back on offense, New York gets set to take over. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Here's Edwards-Helaire as they will start on the ground. And he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2, and it brings up 2nd down.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground, but I think the play gets made by the defensive front because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. Now it's Burrow. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down.
From a defensive perspective, they had exactly what you want anytime they want to throw the football. There was pressure on the quarterback. They were getting after him, and they tightened down on the receivers and forced the incompletion.
Nice punt, but good work on the return to get back 11 yards. And the Bengals will take over here 1st and 10. Cincinnati now ready to take the field. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to something else.
And maybe you try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
And this time he's not going anywhere. They'll get him down right at the line of scrimmage. They'll say no gain on the play there, and now it'll be 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd down and 5.
Shotgun now for Brady. Looking downfield for Kelsey. It's caught inside the 25. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside. So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Going to run the sweep here. This is Hopkins. They'll get him to the ground at the 20 following a pickup of 4. The ball resting on the 20. Here's 2nd and 6. 2 minutes remaining in the first half. 10-7 our score. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. And he's going to be taken down here. A sack back at the 32. DeMarcus Walker down for a loss of 12 that time. And no matter what the situation, the O-line just hates that because they feel like they didn't protect little brother back there, right?
Yeah, and that's just so difficult for them because just think about every single play. When you decide to throw the football, you're dealing with some of the best athletes on the planet. You talk about guys, if they weren't playing football, they'd be starring in the NBA at power forward. It's a really difficult task.
The catch made by DeAndre Hopkins. The Giants going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
A 38-yard attempt.
The kick by Sanders is good. And that will knot us up at 10. So that's a 7-play drive that ultimately stalls out there at the end.
And things were a little leaky in the beginning on that drive, weren't they? But how about the front 7? As they got closer to their goal line, things stiffened a little bit, forced the field goal.
And New York set to take the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Well, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Now, the first play of the drive there is incomplete. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Now it's Burrow. Open man right side is Ingram. And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8. Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half. 3rd and 2, now Burrow. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free. And it brings up 4th down.
That could be the stop this defense needed to get them back on track. They've been pretty well dissected by the offense here in the first half. After that possession, now they know that they can compete with this offense.
Call it an even 40-yard punt, 7 though on the return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Now the Cincinnati offense ready to see what they can do here. And we're under a minute to go here. What's been an even first half all tied up.
Yeah, still time to make something happen, too. A couple completions, you string them together, could get into field goal range. Let's see what happens.
Here's Brady to throw. And he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options, he throws it away. Brady's incompletion on 1st down leads to a 2nd and 10.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. He's going deep for Brown. And I think that one might have been intercepted, but he will be ruled out of bounds. So this will go only as incomplete.
It's now 2nd and 10.
Brady will try again on 2nd down. Complete, the tight end Kelsey. Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. Face So 3rd and 4 after that last completion gets them 6. Now Brady again. And able to catch it on the left sideline, but they're going to rule him out of bounds. So it'll be incomplete. Certainly one they'd like to have back as it brings up 4th down.
He certainly had a good game throwing the ball so far, but I think he was trying to take that from good to great with that throw, trying to get one downfield.
New York ready to go again offensively. And the ball backed way up, so thinking with this amount of time on the clock, probably just sit on it, and we'll see these two teams go to the lockers.
Yeah, I don't think you want to overthink it in this situation. Either side of the ball. Just go ahead and finish up the half and get on out and talk about it.
And they're just going to run it here up the middle. He fights forward for a couple with a penalty flag down. And the linemen, they're already walking back. That's on the former first-rounder from Ole Miss, Laramie Tunsil. They'll indeed try to run it out as they start on the ground. And he'll just burrow his way back to the line of scrimmage, and that's about it. So we have reached halftime here in a good one. 10-10 is our score. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. Things starting to get interesting in this final weekend before Thanksgiving. So let's see what's going on around the NFL. We'll start up at TIAA Stadium in Jacksonville. And it's the Jaguars who have the lead in the second quarter. Jimmy Garoppolo has thrown a touchdown pass. From there, we're off to check out another game. And it's the visiting LA Chargers who are out in front. Tyrell Williams, a touchdown reception. Lastly, let's get to Pittsburgh. Check on the Steelers at home at Heinz Field. And they were victorious in that one over the visiting Baltimore Ravens. James Conner, 2 touchdown runs to lead the way. Meanwhile, in our game, it's been as tight as we expected, all tied through one half of play. For the call of the second half, let's get it back to Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. And ready to get the party started for the second half. It was an even first half, all tied on the scoreboard. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. The Bengal offense now with a football first here to begin quarter number 3. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10. They'll begin on the ground with Evans. He is taken down at the 21 after a short gain of 2. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 8.
From the gun, Brady. There's a nice move. He's got this one completed to Mills. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, Brady. Able to connect to Mills. He's on here a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. From the gun, Brady caught Kelsey, left side. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. So after 2 first downs, they get another here. 1st and 10 at the 45. Here's Evans.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a 1st down.
On the pickup, it's 2nd and 8.
They'll go again here with Evans. He'll get 3 up to midfield. 5 in the secondary now for the Giants here on 3rd.
That's a gain of 3. Now 3rd and 5.
From midfield, here's Brady. And incomplete. He had nowhere to throw, so he just tossed it away. But that brings up 4th.
A lot of times it's that first read that you have. Maybe you get it in pre-snap, and he locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
1st and 10.
Here's the Giants offense now getting set to start the third quarter. Their defense did its job, yielded no points. Now it's the offense's turn.
And how much fun is that when you set things up to start a half, and you just tell you guys, hey, if you can shut them down, get it back for our offense, we can roll. And they played out perfectly. Now, can the offense do what they wanted to do at the half, which is find those weaknesses and now attack them and score some points.
And break this tie. He's obviously a bit of a shorter running back. And sometimes when he goes up the middle like that, he gets lost in there and then he pops out for 10, 20 yards.
I actually asked NFL linebackers if that was true. Do you actually lose sight of some of the smaller running backs? And all of them confirmed that that can be a problem. Think of it this way. Two of the top running backs in NFL history, Emmitt Smith, Barry Sanders, both 5'10".
Right back to Edwards-Helaire on first down. And he will be brought down at about the 43 that time. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8. Now Edwards-Helaire. Now 3rd down is looming. A pickup of 2 on first down and just 1 yard there. From the shotgun, it's Burrow. And he'll look underneath here for Edwards-Helaire. And able to pick up the first across midfield to the 47. Rookie quarterback, rookie running back. They team up there to pick up the first.
They're going to utilize them out of the backfield any way they can. And that time they pick up a first down. So now on defense, you assign a man to him and try to cover him before he gets going.
So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a 1st and 10 at the 47. Here's Edwards-Helaire. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
2nd and 10. At the 47-yard line.
On 2nd down, Burrow. Over the middle here to Brown. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. This is 3rd and 1. Very likely 4-down territory, even if they don't get it, though. Edwards-Helaire, they'll try to run for it. But just 4 yards on the pickup, but that's good enough to extend the drive.
I know the game's changed. A lot of people would say it's evolved. Look, I'm a little bit Neanderthal, okay? I love this. No exotic formations, no misdirection. Just line up and run the darn ball, pick up the first down. I love it.
Yeah, 3rd and short, that's what you're supposed to do. Like you said, old school, smash mouth football. From the 34 down, here's 1st and 10. Now a carry for Edwards-Helaire. And this carry not as productive. He's swallowed up at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. They're passing here, Joe Burrow. He'll fire this deep for Ayuk. Pass incomplete, but the flag in the backfield, and this might be a roughing call. I think you'd agree that looked like the right call from up here.
No doubt about it. What everyone has to understand is that the officials are going to be right on the play each and every time. You may not like the call, but they're usually spot on.
And they'll get him down right around the 16. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
On the pickup, it's 2nd and 8.
And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. 8 yards to go on 2nd down. They'll run. It's Edwards-Helaire. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Now they're staring at a 3rd and 8. That last play backwards a yard.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
Okay. Are you leaving out?
No.
The Giants on 3rd down. 2 for 5 to this point.
Well, you're going to need your key to get there. Your bike.
No.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And they'll hustle up to stop it well short.
There's school right there, Mike.
Give him a couple on the run as it brings up the 4th down. Have to kick
And
this
when
field goal, don't
you can park next to the window all you want, when you go back into the dad's office, it's one of the rooms you can't see nothing.
Yeah, true.
So now one of the biggest kicks of the night is forthcoming.
You ever leave from work or?
And Boswell's kick is good. And the Giants are off now to a 3-0 lead.
He told me so when I come back.
So the drive here ends with a field goal. It does give them the lead, but this one's still certainly a long ways from over.
It definitely puts a lot of pressure on your defense to hold the lead, right? They're happy to have it, and happy to be out there trying to do so. Just go to the touchdown and see if this
Cincinnati set to take over once again. And now they find themselves trailing following the field goal. Still a good amount of time in this 4th quarter, but this drive very well could determine the outcome of this ball game. On 1st and 10, here's Brady. And he can't
We have it, so
the Giants get there.
we're not being. Okay, here's the thing. When we go back to corner at 49, we're not being kicked out that day. So you still got our paycheck coming 4 at 10. Can I ask you for a favor? We work on the bike instead.
Let's see how much fun
So
you
now
got.
20 yards to go on 2nd down after the
Well, you
sack
maybe
to
actually
be
get
done.
right. You might have won.
Another try after the 1st down sack.
This way I'm going to land nearby,
Inside
just
by
like that.
Mims. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down.
That's a gain of 8. Brings up 3rd and 13.
From the gun, it's
Hey,
Brady.
you wanna know?
And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he'll be out right at the 35. So now we have Jackson slow to get back on his feet. Appears to be shaken up. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside.
That's right.
You're going to want some that's close.
A few better down to score in the 4th quarter than Tom Brady.
You don't know how
This is
much
1st and 10.
room you need back at center
Going
that
now is
truck.
Brady. The tight end Kelsey has it over the
It's a
middle.
work truck, so it might not even be safe to put shit back there.
Stop just before the 35.
I love the drive they're working on here because they know they can take the lead with a touchdown. And so far on this drive, so good.
I just put it up for either you know, or let's keep capable of
Better be
saving.
prepared for some adjustments to come their way now.
Some good games.
I'm gonna be. I feel like half the time, like
This
you
might
guys
be
are
the
gonna
best
talking
of the
about
bunch.
getting places together and you two staying together.
On 1st down,
You
Brady.
don't talk to me about no situation, what's going on, nothing.
And it's
But you guys talk a lot
incomplete.
about it.
He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
It leads to 2nd and 10.
But I feel
Looking back to the air on 2nd down. It's Brady. Back to Brown, this time complete. And they're going to have another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Giants' 24-yard line. The Bengals passing game finding a rhythm. They've got another 1st.
And here we are in the 4th quarter. Be a go-ahead touchdown. This is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
And this is caught at the end. We'll get him down, but he does reach the 5. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last two plays.
see
Spots on the game on that throw.
all the right,
Yeah, a lot of people call it gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me. I'm going to keep firing.
Only way to get the lead here, of course, with a touchdown, and that's what they're gunning for on 1st and goal. Again, they'll throw to Brady. Looking in zone, but it's incomplete. Down this close to the goal line, 1st down. Surprised that wasn't a run.
I am, and you know I'm old school. I want to run the ball 1st down in this situation because 2nd down, that gives me an option of running play action, maybe throwing it.
On the draw, it's Evans. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down. No gain on the play there. They're going to need to come up with something better here on 3rd and goal. A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play. 3rd and goal. Working from the gun, it's Brady. And then it's incomplete. To the ground. Now coming up.
In the red zone, precision is the watchword. If the throw's a little too early, too late, maybe off a little bit, there's a good chance that any attempt is going to be a contested one. And now the
Well, you talk about clutch. That one was right down Broadway, and this game's all even here in the 4th.
They didn't leave any doubt, did he? Good snap, good hold, dead center.
Everything's on his chest.
Major, firing a pin from the fairway, trying to win the tournament going down the stretch.
A look at the running back, the man out of the backfield as he gears up to go again. And we have seen a decline in the numbers. Where does the fault lie? Just him, maybe the guys up front combination?
Well, as you and I both know, it's almost always a collective deal. But in this case, I think maybe the offensive line got a little overconfident. They had blocked so well in the 1st half, picked up on what the defense was doing. I think we've seen an adjustment now that they have not picked up on, and that was being a little bit overwhelmed.
On 2nd down, a run with Edwards-Helaire. And able to stay on his feet.
You ought to make it a 13,300.
It's a gain of 6, moves him to a manageable 3rd and 2 situation.
A month. I already looked it up.
Here to his running back.
If you're blind, you're allowed to make $2,660 off.
Right around the line of scrimmage. No gain there on the
For blind disability. Not blind disability is $1,330. Before they take away.
This D-line, you just know they were licking their chops on 3rd and short. And yes, with a tasty dish, stuffing that with short on 1st down.
Just gotta be careful, Mike. You're about to get an increase. And then why you start losing money because you're working too many hours.
Take it in at the 22. All tied up, less than 2 minutes to go. So the Bengals in possession of the football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Now a throw for the All-Pro Kelsey is complete. And he'll have it past midfield, almost to the 30 before being taken down. 28 yards the gain there on the catch and run.
Now you're right on the edge of field goal range. You still got time, but get up to the line of scrimmage and get set.
What?
I thought it was like...
I don't even shit.
They'll run on 1st down with Evans. And some good tackling there as he stopped up at about the 41. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
I like the call there because that was one to take time off the clock and get them closer to getting out of here with a W. In the mind of the play caller, all you want to hear is tick, tick, tick.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. And they'll go right back to Evans. The Giants going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just over a minute to go in the game. They'll try to run for this with Evans. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Now the Giants Giants will use the second of their 3 timeouts as they get it with under a minute to go now in the football game. They'll run on first down. It's Evans. The Giants going to burn their 3rd and final timeout as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. They'll run with Evans. And they'll get him down right around the 16. They got half of what he needed there, 2 yards, and it'll bring up a 3rd and 2 more.
All right, my man, this is now where it's risk-reward. Because on defense, you've got to crowd the line of scrimmage. You've got to get in all the gaps, get up tight on everyone, and try and force the field goal attempt here. You can't let them break one big, but you know something, you crowd the line of scrimmage. If they do pop one, it's going to go.
Yeah, I was going to say could take it to the house, but the magnitude of this possible upcoming field goal, every yard counts.
Got me slow, dude. I made it at 4 o'clock this morning. No, you weren't.
So a big one coming now for Jason.
You weren't up here at 4.
A 32-yard attempt.
I fucking played a fucking football game.
Lights on the chip shot. And the Bengals are going to get out of here with a W.
Right here.
Well, a little drama there at the end, but really this
I was up until 5 o'clock.
The late points get scored, and then it ends on the kickoff.
And I'm right there.
No, back way down.
At the end of the game, they knew what they had
Well,
to
no,
do.
you weren't
Just
up here
make
at
sure
4.
you don't cough up the football at the end. Just take care of it. And victory was theirs, and that's exactly
It's
what
on for 2 hours. I did it started.
So for Cincinnati, they get win number 10 on the year as they move to 10-1. And they will hit
At the
the
2 hours,
road
it shuts
next
off.
to take on the Miami Dolphins. Meanwhile, for the Giants, we'll see how this affects their playoff standing as they fall to 7-4 now on the year. And they'll be on the road next week as they get a date with the Seahawks in Seattle. And for
I don't know what time
Charles
she's
Davis
coming
and our
today.
entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.